This was me 10 years ago getting home right after picking up Grand Theft Auto 5 at the midnight release. GTA 5 was the first midnight release I ever went to, and that was one hell of an experience. It honestly blows my mind that people that are in their 20s now are talking about how they couldn't get GTA 5 because they were only like 12 years old at the time, and now they're going to be able to get GTA 6 when that eventually releases. I got GTA 5 when I was 18 years old, and I probably won't see GTA 6 until I'm at least 30. That's insane to think about. Grand Theft Auto 5 was released September 17th, 2013 on the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, at the very end of the 7th generation's life cycle. This was only 5 years after the release of GTA 4. We are now at 10 years and still have very little info on GTA 6 besides leaks. I remember before GTA 5 coming out about how big the map was going to be and how ambitious it was. There was so much hype behind this game and so much it had to live up to. Rockstar, even up to this day, are one of the few developers that actually make sure to put out quality video games on the day of launch. So did Grand Theft Auto 5 meet expectations? For me, personally, Grand Theft Auto 5 is an amazing video game. I wouldn't necessarily call it perfect, but it's damn near it. Grand Theft Auto 5 takes us back to San Andreas, but instead of being able to visit the entire state with cities such as San Fierro or Las Venturas, we have a much larger Los Santos to explore, along with a desert field portion on top of the map in Paleto Bay. And instead of just one protagonist to play as, we have three: Michael, Franklin, and the psychopath Trevor. The game starts you off in a flashback 10 years before the game's present time. GTA 5 introduces you to the game's mechanics and the biggest draw in this game's advertisement, which were bank heists. Mike and Trevor are a part of this heist that goes wrong. Fast forward 10 years later, Michael is in witness protection and Trevor thinks he has been dead this whole time. Along the way, Michael catches Franklin attempting to repo one of his cars and is then brought in to be involved with the heists and other missions alike. Now, while Michael and Trevor are a big focal point in the game's story, you really play it through the eyes of Franklin. The reason I say that is because he is the one that is just caught up in the middle of these two's lives, and you are just there for the ride and to make money. I really enjoy the relationship between Franklin and Michael, as it's treated sometimes like a father-son type of bond at points. Trevor can actually be quite down to earth at moments, and underneath all that blood and horror, you can get a peek at the good side of his personality. It's just buried underneath all of the carnage and violence of his true self. Michael has a very dysfunctional family, with everyone arguing all the time and just being okay with Michael being a psychotic murderer and thief. Michael is trying to escape his past while it seems to always be catching up with him and pulling him back in. Franklin and his best friend Lamar are always getting into some kind of trouble, and the banter between them two is some of the funniest dialogue you'll hear.
If she ever stop fucking with that brain surgeon, the lawyer she fucking with, nigga.
What?
GTA 5, when released on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC, was the first time that they ever implemented the first-person perspective. Now, as much as I enjoy and prefer to play in third person with these video games, sometimes it is really nice to just jump back and forth between perspectives just to see on how things play out differently. Now, according to howlongtobeat.com, it will take on average 30 hours to beat the story mode. I really enjoyed the story and a lot of the craziness this game puts you through. However, I do enjoy GTA 5 story mode a little bit more, but I'll talk about that when the time comes. I am happy though how there is like only 1 or 2 tailing missions.
Although for some reason, Rockstar feels like that they have to add in segments like the boring ass, infamous yoga mission and crane operating. I don't know why they felt like that this is something that would be fun for people. I really hope we don't get stuff like this in GTA 6, because going through and dragging yourself through these kinds of jobs really slow down the pacing for a video game.
Everything else is either getting into trouble and causing havoc or preparing for the heists. Speaking of which, when you set up the heists, everyone has a job to do. You got the tech guy, the getaway driver, the gunmans, etc. You can choose specific people for the job depending on their skill level and how much of a cut they will be getting based off of their experience. It is really cool to see what can occur on a job depending on who you hire for these positions. One time, this guy fell off his bike, dropped his bag of money, but because I collected it in time, meant it was a bigger share across the rest of the crew. so there can be a bit of a give and take to it all. There is an Easter egg mention of Nico from Grand Theft Auto 4 when they are trying to figure out who will be included in the crew, which I thought was a nice wink to that video game. However, when they actually do decide to bring back characters from GTA 4, such as Johnny from the Lost in the Dam DLC, they kill him off immediately. This blew me away when I first saw this, as I loved his character from 4. I think this was just a way to show how crazy of a character Trevor was going to end up being. They also bring back Patrick McCreary, who you can hire in future heists, and actually talk about the bank job that was in GTA 4. I absolutely loved that, and I will get into more about how much I love GTA 4 when I do decide to review that game in the future. So with the 3 protagonists comes some more changes and features, one of them being a yellow bar that allows you to use a special ability with each character. Michael has a max pain bullet time ability that slows down to give you more of a better chance of being precise. Franklin allows you to slow time also when driving to give you better mobility in traffic to get around vehicles and take corners at high speeds. Also something that was taken from another Rockstar franchise known as Midnight Club. Trevor has a rampage mode that makes his gunshots more powerful and can withstand more damage given to him. I found myself using Franklin's ability more often as I just found myself in more positions to utilize his ability. On the topic of vehicles, there is a wide range of options to choose from when exploring the world of Los Santos. You have your everyday cars, bikes, and helicopters, but then they finally brought back airplanes that were absent in GTA 4. And unlike the previous entries, you can actually buy and keep your vehicles. If they get destroyed, just call up your insurance company and they will have a new one ready for you to go. Los Santos Customs allows you to customize your ride and tune the performance. This was something that was introduced in San Andreas, but wasn't really worth it as you just would lose your rides pretty often in that game. GTA 5 changes that and allows you to have an attachment to any vehicle you like now. I do like the fact that all 3 characters have a main vehicle they drive. Michael has an Audi, Franklin has a Dodge Charger and motorcycle, and Trevor has his Jeep and hangar for his planes. The driving in this game has also been reworked after all the complaints of the tank-like feeling of 4. I personally didn't have a problem with 4's driving, but you certainly have a lot more control on your ride in 5. If you end up rolling your car over, you can easily roll it back on its wheels. This definitely takes any realism away from the game, but it really helps compared to what it used to be like in older entries. The radio stations are always a great time to listen to in Grand Theft Auto video games, but because I play on PC majority of the time, I always just listen to my own custom radio. There are many things to do around Los Santos. You can go golfing, to the movies, play darts, buy property to store your cars in, go to the shooting range, play in the stock market, and go racing. They brought back rampage missions that you can do with Trevor and assassination jobs with Franklin. I will say that throughout the story mode, it is nice to take a break and enjoy some of the side missions and meet randoms along the way. For instance, I thought it was funny that you could do a foot race against this woman and she will actually call you out for taking shortcuts. Rockstar really made sure to get into a lot of detail with their games. The issue is, it's just that after you beat the story, the world just feels kind of empty now. I am not sure what it is. I was really hoping that at some point that they were going to release a single player expansion, but that never came to pass. Instead, their main focus from here on out was GTA Online. GTA Online was released in October the following month after the game's initial release. The ability to create your own character, do missions with your friends, buy property, and essentially have a second life within this world. I remember grinding so many of these missions with my old friends, ranking up, getting money, buying helicopters, tricking out my ride, and waiting months and months on end for the promised heists to finally come out. The character creator is great, and I love the amount of different items that you can buy. It's way more expansive than the single player, and in fact, almost everything in online is way more expanded upon than in single player. It's just too bad that they couldn't give this same love to Red Dead Redemption 2's online mode. I do appreciate though that with every new expansion for GTA Online, it's essentially free. You can work towards everything in this game, although there are some things that just feel like that they are unobtainable and push you to buying these shark cards that give you in-game currency. I have never once bought a shark card, and I honestly just can't see myself doing that. Not that I have a problem with people spending their money on this, but when you make missions harder to complete and longer to accomplish when grinding, it just seems very scummy that this is a way to try and pressure you into taking shortcuts. For any OG GTA Online gamers, do you remember Rooftop Rumble and how you could bump up the difficulty and finish that mission in like less than 3 minutes and grind that all day with some friends? Hell, you could even do the job alone and still do it in record time. But now they made it so much more difficult and changes that make that a distant memory now, and that is honestly bullshit in my opinion. I don't know if it's really worth anyone getting into GTA Online now with how much grinding there is to be able to enjoy it. I mean, sure, you can jump on and screw around, but to really get the full experience of GTA Online, it will require some time and effort to get the most out of it. And considering GTA 6 is getting closer and closer, I just don't think it's worth it right now. I mean, I could be honestly wrong on that, but you let me know how you feel about that in the comments. Is someone with a fresh account going to get the most out of GTA Online right now? Let me know. GTA 5 is now 10 years old, and I can't believe it's been that long since that memorable night at the midnight release. I will never forget it. You guys let me know your favorite memory when playing this game, or any GTA game for that matter, in the comment section down below. Guys, my name is Pedro Ordonez, also known as GameLight7. Please subscribe, comment, like, thumbs up. Do whatever you guys can to support this channel. Let me know what type of videos you guys would like to see me talk about in the future, and I will see you guys next time in my next video. Peace out.